experiences you will have in this world. It is going to change the way you treat people. There are experiences you have in this world. It is going to change the way you treat people. And that was the experience Jesus was trying to remind his apostles. You have been with me. You have known how I behave. You know I can never leave you, abandon you. So you have to trust me. A very beautiful young girl went to university. Very beautiful. In her year one, she was telling all her classmates that her mother lives in the United States of America, that her mother works as a registered nurse there, that her mother was that and was there, the other one. She was cooking up this story, funny stories about her mother. Unknown to her classmates and classmates, that her mother was just one poor, ugly woman in the village, struggling to survive. But because, according to this girl, that her mother is ugly, her mother is poor and wretched, she doesn't want to identify with her mother, and was telling people that her mother is based in the States. And then one day, a certain woman came to the university to see her daughter. And the woman came to the lodge where her so-called daughter was living and demanded to see the young girl, and told those around, please, can you call my daughter for me, Teresa? And they said, there is nobody that answers Teresa in this lodge. The mother said, my son's name is Teresa. I mentioned the son name. They say, oh, Tessie. Oh, Tessie. She has changed her name from Teresa to Tessie. They say, oh, Tessie. And they went to the lodge and say, Tessie, come on. There's one old haggard woman down there who says she's your mother. Tessie say, impossible, God forbid. My mother is in America. Tessie peeped through the window and saw her mother and refused to come down and say, she's not my mother. Now, do you know the last stroke? The last stroke that brought the camel's back? Do you know? When I come next Sunday, I will tell you. There's no time. There's no time. Oh, yeah, pay attention. Let me complete it. Pay attention. Let me complete it. Pay attention. Pay attention. Listen. Tessie looked through the window, saw her mother, and said, God forbid, she's not my mother. And then the last stroke that brought the camel's back was that within that period, Tessie's boyfriend came around with his Mercedes-Benz and then pulled inside the lodge. Tessie came down, ignored her mother, even spat beside her, and then entered the Benz and drove off with her boyfriend. Now, the woman stayed there late in the evening. Tessie didn't come back. The woman went home heartbroken. Now, when Tessie came back the next day, she entered bus and traveled to village to warn her mother never to come to school to embarrass her again. Now, listen now, she came and was threatening and warning the mom, never you come to school to embarrass me again. What was the meaning of that? After saying everything, she told her mother. Her mother did something that changed the life of Tessie forever. Wait for it next week. There's no time. Okay, pay attention. Finally. Look at what the mother did. After Tessie finished lashing and talking down on the mother, the mom just pulled a drawer beside her bed and brought out a picture. When Tessie looked at this picture, it was a picture of a young girl about 16 years of age. This girl that is a young girl in her prime. In fact, according to the person who told this story, the picture page that you saw there was a young girl who was in her dashing days of maidenhood. If you say that somebody is in her dashing days of maidenhood, that is somebody in her prime. Very beautiful. Every part of her body, breast, a hip, everything was forming, looking so attractive. And Tessy, listen now. There's no time, no. And Tessy was gazing at this picture, and Tessy was struck by the beauty that engaged his sight. And she turned to the mom and said, "Who is this beautiful girl?" And the mom told her a shocking story. The mom told her that this picture you are seeing here is my picture when I was your age. This, you turned back, looked at this ugly, disfigured woman, and the beautiful picture she was holding, and said, "Mom, wait, you mean to tell me you were once like this? What happened to you? Why are you this disformed and ugly?" And the mom told her, "One day, we were inside. All of a sudden, we heard a shout that there is fire outbreak. And everybody ran out. When I ran out, I thought your dad was having you. Your dad thought I was having you. Only for us to hear your cry inside the room. You were still a baby. You can't even crawl. You can't even walk. And then the fire was almost everywhere. And your dad told me, there is no need. If you go, you are going to die. Let's leave it. God will give us another child." And the mother said, "God forbid, my 9 months of labor." And this woman bravely went into a burning fire, picked Tessy, and threw her to the dad, who got hold of her. Before the mother could come out, the fire has destroyed greater part of her body. And the mother said, "I put my life on the line to save you from a burning fire, from an instant death." From that day, Tessy developed strong love for her mother because of the sacrifice the mother made for her. Never you for one day make light of those who have sacrificed so much for you. Trust is what you owe them, and also love. Peace be with you.